What's going on? What's going on, man? I'm back. It's been a while for me. It's been, 2-3 days since my last video. And right now, today, just got the COVID vaccine shot. Not really feeling like myself, but the show must go on. Hawks, Bucks. So it ended in 6. No Giannis for the last 2 games. I think Trae Young missed 2 games this series. But all in all, it's not lost. It's not a lost cause. Cam Reddish emerged. I feel like a lot of people feel like he isn't inconsistent, but from these playoffs, I think it's easier to build off of what's going on these playoffs and take that into next season, because I mean, you're doing it in the conference finals. You're doing it against a team that's about to go to the finals in the Milwaukee Bucks and possibly win a championship. So, that's a bright spot. Trae Young, a star was born in Trae Young this postseason. He was hurt tonight, but he gave it his all. He went out there, he tried, but ultimately he was not himself. You could tell every time he drove to the lane. If he made it, he was wincing. If he missed it, he was wincing. He just didn't look like himself. He didn't play with the same swagger. But this game ultimately was lost in the third quarter. Chris Middleton, 23 points in the third quarter alone. I believe he outscored the entire Atlanta Hawks team by himself that quarter. That's impressive. And for a guy that a lot of people disrespect and say you can't win with him as a number 2 option, he's showing that you can actually win with him as a number 2 option. And this is what I was saying last year when everybody was, there was a lot of people saying, well, I was asking people, I was like, well, how come, the Bucks can't win with Middleton as a number 2 option, but you expect the Clippers to win with Paul George as a number 2 option, and Middleton outperformed him in the 2020 postseason. You said, the Rockets were dark horse contenders, and Russell Westbrook was the number 2 option, and Chris Middleton outperformed Russell Westbrook last year in the 2020 postseason. So I just didn't understand why people were thinking, or they were saying that, hey, you can't win with Chris Middleton as your number 2 option. Frankly, I never believed that, and he's proven it tonight. He's proven it this entire playoff. I believe it was game 3 or 4. It had to be game 3 where he went nuclear. He just, he closed out the Atlanta Hawks that game. They couldn't do anything with him. Now, Trae did get hurt that game, but it is what it is. You gotta play through it. That's what they say in the postseason. But I do want to give Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday a ton of credit. They played well. Coach Budenholzer, I want to give him credit. He gets a lot of criticism, but he coached his ass off this series. He outcoached Nate McMillan. And I just want to give them boys credit over there. I really do. They're going to be on the Olympic team. They're going to, hopefully they stay healthy throughout the finals. And with or without Giannis, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be hell for the Phoenix Suns. I'm going to say that again. With or without Giannis, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be hell for the Phoenix Suns. That's without question. If they know how to play with him, they have confidence. They've won 2 playoff games, I believe, back-to-back without Giannis. So they know that they can play without him. They're confident. Their confidence is up there. They're a veteran team. They've been through it. And I just like the tandem of Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton. Jrue Holiday was a defensive stalwart tonight. He was all over the place, knocking the ball out of guys' hands, extending fast breaks. His game is so underrated. He does a lot of the little things. He guards bigs. He guards smalls. He guards wings. He does it all. I really like him. He's a 5'2" basketball player. I really, really like him as a basketball player. Also, I gotta address the elephant in the room. A lot of people know I have my issues with Chris Paul after the way that things ended in Houston, and how a lot of the unfair criticism I felt that Daryl Morey got, that Tillman Fertitta got, that James Harden got, that the city in general got. I have a unhealthy resentment against Chris Paul. But it's not like he keeps me up at night or anything like that. It's just that I don't like how people ignore what they saw and then they try to push a narrative when they get new information. I don't like that. Because prior to him leaving and getting traded from Houston, he did look washed. People did say his contract was bad. People did say his contract was unmovable. And then he goes to a situation where he's winning, and now people saying, oh, the Rockets are stupid. The same people that said his contract was bad, the same people that said he looked washed, are now on the opposite side of the fence. And I don't like that. I don't like the switching up stuff. I stay consistent. You're welcome to give new opinions and formulate new opinions, but to say a team was wrong when you were on the bandwagon saying that they should have shipped that player out for a younger, more athletic guard in Russell Westbrook, and then you switch it up and make it seem like that team is idiots when you were on that same train, That's what I can't rock with. That's one of the things that has made me dislike him. But saying that, I got to give him credit. He was phenomenal versus the Clippers in that Game 6 closeout game. He handled his business. And I will say this. This is not hate. This is just an observation. He did a lot of Steph Curry stuff. When his team was up 15 points, Chris Paul started playing at a phenomenal level. Like, now, the game was not a 2-point game, 1-point game, or they were down 5, and Chris Paul just said enough. No, they were up like 12 to 15 points, and Chris Paul turned it on and started scoring at an unbelievable clip, which you got to give him credit. I'm going to give him credit for that because, I mean, you got to go out there, you got to do it, and the Clippers, should have stopped them, but I'm paying attention to that. I'm not going to let it pass because I don't let it pass when Steph Curry do it. So I'm not going to let it pass when Chris Paul does it. That's not hate. It's just an observation. But congratulations to the Phoenix Suns. Congratulations to Monty Williams, the coach. He deserves it after the tragedy that happened to his family a few years back. And Devin Booker making his first finals, sticking through it. Hearing people say, you can't win with him and all this usher nonsense. His stats are empty. He got slammed when he had a 70-point game. DeAndre Ayton being in that draft class with Luka Doncic, being in that draft class with Trae Young and Michael Porter Jr. People were saying he shouldn't have been the #1 pick. And all he's done is go out there and perform. That's all he's done. He's one of the best bigs in the league. He's one of the best young bigs in the league, a top 5, top 10 center, arguably. He's in that conversation. He's playing. Cameron Payne, much props to him. Jay Crowder was struggling damn near the entire series. Game 6, he showed up and shot the ball at an extremely high clip. And, Chris Paul was the leader of that. Chris Paul got them there. And he's going to be in his first finals playing for an opportunity to get his championship. And so are the Milwaukee Bucks for the first time since 1970. And the Phoenix Suns are in the finals for the first time since 1993. I believe I was 1 or 2 years old the last time they were in the finals. I'm 29 now. So that just lets you know how hard it is to win an NBA, how hard it is to stay at the pinnacle of where you want to go to. And for Chris Paul to be doing it at age 35 or 36, that's phenomenal. I salute that man. And that's pretty much all I got. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I'm out.